Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. I'm Kevin, and this is...
Tony from Hack the Movies, and we just did a video on my channel where we restored the Kenner T-Rex. And for those of you who didn't watch the video, the Kenner T-Rex was very famous for its arms breaking. Yeah, just would pop off. And we found a guy called Ted Brothers who remodels, like resculpts them, repaints them, and sells them. And my Kenner T-Rex from all those years ago finally has arms again.
Back in action.
Yeah, so if you want to see us installing that, you can go to my video. But right now we're going to talk about just broken toys in general.
Broken toys stink.
It really does. There's nothing like being a kid and getting a toy and then like losing a piece.
Yes. Breaking
Breaking a piece, and then you're just stuck with this broken toy. Oh God, you just broke my Thrasher T-Rex.
He didn't hit the floor, just his accessories.
That one's also broken too, if you watch the video. It looks good, but it's broken. So yeah, I had a lot of these growing up.
Yeah.
And we might have had some of the same.
I tried to be super careful with my toys. I was pretty good about not losing accessories, but like, breakage was inevitable.
Yeah,
like,
me too. I would really, like I said, this was my favorite toy.
Yeah.
And I took care of this thing, and still the arms broke off.
Did you play with a lot of G.I. Joes at all as a kid?
I wasn't a G.I. Joe.
Okay.
I think G.I. Joe and Transformers were
just a little
fading
bit,
out.
Gotcha.
I had the tank Megatron,
Okay.
who I think broke. His head wouldn't come out of the thing anymore. But no, G.I. Joe and Transformers were starting to fade out by the time I came around.
For G.I. Joes, the worst thing with them was the thumbs breaking off. It didn't happen a lot, but you put the guns in and out a million times, and then the thumb pops off. That guy's done.
Yeah,
That was terrible.
I have a Batman that did that.
Okay.
You put like the grappling gun in the thing. I guess I shoved it in too hard the one time and it just snapped the
right
hand off. But yeah, I have some with me here. I didn't have all of them. But let's see. Another big movie when I was a kid with Jeff Goldblum was Independence Day.
Independence Day.
And I wanted one of those aliens with the little...
They were pretty darn cool.
The alien suits that would open up and there'd be a little alien in there. All I have left is the little alien. It's all I have, and he the paint has faded off him, and now he's totally see-through.
I thought you were gonna have the big one with the tentacles broken off or something.
No, that was a thing I had for many years though.
Yeah.
Him missing his tentacles because
right?
the two that support him would snap.
Yes.
And then the other ones would just fall out, and you would lose them after a while. But yeah, this is all that's left. This little Independence Day. Did you see the second movie?
I didn't.
It is so bad.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
There's a queen alien in it. And it's got a giant suit, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be funny because it's just gonna be one of these little guys
in it.
But since it's in charge, it has a bigger suit. But no, it's just a bigger monster with a mouth, and I'm like, but it doesn't look like any. Anyway, it was real disappointing. Do not watch Independence Day, whatever it was called.
Resurrection. Electric Boogaloo.
Here's a tip, boys and girls.
Fallen Kingdom.
If a sequel has like an R in the subtitle, like Independence Day, Resurrection, Retribution, it's probably going to be a bad movie.
Renaissance.
Yeah.
Returns.
Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, Returns. You got Batman Returns, Superman Returns. They're not great. There's any movie that has an R thing in it afterwards, it's probably going to be bad.
Just pass up.
Deadpool 2's coming out this year.
Right.
And that's going to have Cable.
Ooh, Cable.
And I got Cable here with no helmet and no gun.
This is the Space Cable. This is from the Dark Phoenix Saga version of Cable.
Yeah, the Space Cable's not going to be doing pretty well in space because he has no... It was a little plastic helmet that would pop in.
Yeah.
That thing was gone.
They did a Wolverine. I think they maybe did Cyclops. They're the only three that had the spacesuits.
Oh, I didn't even know who this guy was growing up because I guess I just didn't get around to that episode of X-Men. I figured out who he was eventually.
I had the regular Cable.
Okay.
In the original release, he had a lever on his back to raise his gun arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know why? Because now that I see the eye, but when I grew up, I didn't see the metal arm.
Yeah.
So I think it took me a while to connect that this was Cable.
Gotcha.
And but yeah, he used to have a giant gun because it was the 90s,
right.
And comic artists were going nuts and making it
shoulder pads and big guns,
pouches, and giant impractical guns. That gun is gone. Before I show you the next one, I know you're a big Power Rangers guy.
I am a big Power Ranger guy.
The flippy head.
Yes, I love the flippy heads. We got lots of reviews of them on this channel.
I still have mine.
Okay.
All of them. Green Ranger is missing the shield.
Yeah, well, everyone's lost their shield.
Everyone. There's probably a guy who probably remakes those shields. Now that I think about it.
Probably, but
I gotta look into it.
Bandai's just remaking that figure now. You just go buy a brand new one for.
Oh, can I just get the shield? Can I go to the store and be like, hey, can I just buy the shield?
Can I just buy the shield?
Yeah, and then another thing.
Those Rangers are notorious just for, like, losing the guns and the weapons and everything.
The gun, oh god, the guns, yeah.
And at least they, like, pegged into the hand, so they shouldn't have been so easy to lose, but everyone lost them anyway.
They were. I go through, like, old boxes and stuff, and I still find those little white Ranger guns for a while. Another popular toy line, Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So I have so many broken Star Wars things. I only brought one with me here today, but, like, my Boba Fett, no jetpack.
No jetpack.
Princess Leia, no robe. Darth Vader, no lightsaber. I think I found all the cannons for my X-Wing.
Oh, that's good.
But I think one of them's, like, bent. A lot of them are miscolored.
There are a lot of repros of those available online.
I knew those. Actually, I was looking into those when I couldn't find them, and a while back I looked to see if someone did T-Rex arms, and no one was doing them yet. And then my AT-AT Walker, my big AT-AT Walker, missing the shields on the guns.
Okay.
Missing the missiles that go in.
The chin guns are often missing on the original one. You had probably the 90s.
I have the 90s one, yeah.
I don't know if the chin guns were better attached on that one or not.
Yeah, no, those are in there pretty good.
The 80s one, the bottom guns are always missing.
Yeah, I'm missing the missiles, and I'm missing the shields, but I have a little AT-AT, and this is missing a lot.
Wow.
This is missing his two back legs.
It's almost an AT-ST now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This was attached to a battery pack. And you would hit a button and it would move. It was automated. I have no idea how the battery got yanked out. I didn't really play with, like, sharp objects as a kid, so I don't think I would have done it. Legs are totally gone. And wait, wait, hold on.
All right, let's see what happens here.
It's a gun I've been missing for a Star Wars toy. Who do you think that's for?
I think that might be Leia's gun.
I still have Leia. I just don't have a rope. But oh my god! All right, so
I can't be positive, but that might be Leia's.
So
gun.
This episode we're doing about missing toys, we actually found a missing toy. Oh, that's funny. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
So I had a little battery-powered truck, something kind of like this. You know, you turned it on, it would just drive, and then you had to go grab it, right?
Yeah.
So I, for some reason, wanted to take it apart to see what was inside it.
Yeah.
But I felt like I needed to get permission.
Yeah.
And I knew, like, my dad wasn't going to let me take it apart unless it was broken.
Yeah.
So I like, snipped a wire that I could see, like, in the wheel well. And then I was so worried that somehow my dad was going to get, like, electrocuted trying it out that I just threw it out. So I broke it, and it was, like, the only time I ever broke a toy on purpose. But I broke the toy and then threw it out. I was like, why did I do this?
Oh,
it was such bad decision making.
Yeah, this thing was fun. I remember, like, the battery pack wasn't long. Like, you would have to, like, walk with it. But it was pretty cool.
I think that was part of, like, Action Fleet, wasn't that?
Yeah, little dudes missing the little dudes in there. I'm glad that gun's in there.
That's funny.
But this is a problem that's carried over to modern Star Wars.
Well, yeah, of course.
So Kmart was going out of business near my house.
Oh, nice. You get good deals?
Yeah. Oh my god, I got, like, all the Force Awakens toys for, like, $7. And unfortunately, this happens sometimes. The toy will break inside the package.
Yes.
It'll break through the plastic.
Okay.
And poor Finn sat on the Kmart shelf with his gun breaking through the plastic, and now he has a real droopy gun.
Aww.
Look how sad. He looks sad about it. Look at it. He's just like, oh.
You'd be sad if your gun was bent like that.
Oh, the laser is just going to shoot down.
Now, for something like this, so this is just warped plastic.
Yeah.
If you put that in some hot water, you bend it right, and then dip it in cold water, that will reshape.
Really?
Yeah, if it's a rubbery plastic like this, that you can heat it up, bend it right, and put it in cold water, and it'll fix that.
I might have to try it.
That is repairable.
Will it mess up the paint?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can fix that.
Well, that's cool. Will it fix this horrible paint job on this figure?
No, will not.
Okay.
Not fix paint.
Who does this? Does Hasbro do this?
Yeah, those are Hasbro figures.
What is up with Hasbro?
I don't know.
What are they doing lately? Look, it's like his like eyebrows are barely painted.
Yeah, it looks like the paint. Yeah, even on his forehead, it looks like the paint mask was off. So when they paint things, like, they put a cover over it and then spray it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they misalign them, and that's probably why this one didn't sell. Everyone was like, "Well, that one looks terrible," and then
until I was like, "It's only $7. Let me grab a bunch." Oh, this is one thing. Was this at Toy Fair, the new NECA Aliens line?
Yes, the new NECA Alien line was at Toy Fair.
Yeah, so this is something they've been doing for a while, or they've only done it once before.
So they've been doing a ton of aliens based on the movies.
Yes.
And then occasionally they sneak in the, like, Kenner-style ones.
Yeah.
They did a Ripley. So they did Ripley from the movie,
yeah.
and then they used parts of it and, like, made a few new pieces and painted it to look like the Kenner figure.
Yeah.
And then they took an alien And I think they made the mantis alien, the green one that has the hand.
Yeah, the mantis alien and the gorilla alien.
Yeah.
But they're more like realistic.
They're a little bit more realistic because they're only doing so much new tooling.
Yeah,
they're kind of sticking with the regular body, just adding like the maybe
and
the face.
One of the ones they announced from the upcoming line was the scorpion alien,
which was my favorite one as a kid.
Oh, then you're really gonna love the scorpion alien.
Scorpion alien.
This one was good because if you couldn't get a regular alien.
Well, that was the thing. When they first came out, they didn't make a regular.
Oh, they didn't. Yeah.
For the Kenner line, they later did it in a 2-pack with a Predator.
Yes.
So, at first, this was the closest thing.
Eventually, they separated them because I had like a warrior alien.
Yeah.
That was blue. I still have it. I never took it out.
When that sculpt first came out, it was in a 2-pack.
Oh,
and it was at least 2 years into the Alien toy line.
Yeah,
that was the closest
which came
thing
out
to
like way late. I feel like the Aliens toy line came out around like Alien 3, which was not marketable toward kids.
I think somebody just was like, you know what is cool action property?
Yeah.
Alien. Like,
you know what? The comic was probably doing really well.
And that's probably really what caused it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they did come with the little tiny Dark Horse comics inside them.
Yep. Which this one did. Which I had to go back and look at those comics because it always bothered me. I'm like, a scorpion alien? A facehugger would probably eat a scorpion before it facehugged it. But then you read the comic, it's like a space scorpion. It's like, it's a planet where scorpions are gigantic. So that always bothered me. I'm like, a snake alien? And like, alright, it's a planet where the snakes are gigantic. But this guy, he would come with the book. He would come with a facehugger.
Yep.
Facehugger's gone.
Right.
Never will see it again.
His tail's gone too.
And that's why I brought it in. The tail's gone. But this is ironic because like this toy is known for breaking apart. You hit the button, boom. I've held on to all these pieces.
Right.
The one piece I lost was the one that was jammed in. It was not removable, and somehow it like came out of the. I don't know how it happened.
I always thought it was so funny that they have such bright red guts inside, like.
Well, by the way, they don't look like that. In the movie, they're like all yellow underneath.
Yeah. Well, they had like green blood and yellow insides, but they're just bright red.
Yeah. You have any other memorable toys?
So this didn't happen to me as a kid. I got two G.I. Joe related stories.
Yeah.
One from my childhood and one as an adult collector.
Okay.
So as a kid, after Cobra Commander was like the leader of Cobra and they wanted to introduce a new character, they came up with this guy called Serpentor.
Okay.
Who was like a snake-themed, like he had snake-themed armor on, and he was
so they kept with the snake theme.
Right, and so he was in the storyline. He was like Frankenstein's monster. They used DNA from a bunch of people to create the ultimate leader.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so he was a cool looking figure.
Yeah.
And I had him as a kid, and I liked him a lot. And a friend was playing with my figure outside, and like set it on top of a big wheel, and it fell, and his helmet shattered.
Oh, wait,
and he had this cool, it was like a hard plastic that the helmet was made out of,
okay.
But it was like glued on, like it was a non-removable helmet. But it like went here. It was like the snake's nostrils, the eyes were up on top, and then it had like the jaw of the snake. It looked really cool. Well, when it broke, it revealed his head underneath completely instead of just his face.
Yeah,
you could see his whole head. One, they didn't sculpt a full head.
Yeah,
so he had like no chin because they had that part there, and then his head was just like bald and wrinkly looking, and not a human shape. It was so weird. It was basically like they're just like, well, we'll make a face and just something to go under the helmet, like just glue it on. I was so depressed when that broke. So that was a big thing in my childhood. And I later on lost that figure. But Paul found one. Our friend Paul found me one that had a helmet broken off of, and I have it proudly in my collection again as the broken Serpentor.
I know. You know it's famous for being like broken and damaged over time? Mcfarland toys.
Yes, very fragile.
I have a lot of the movie Maniacs, like Series 2. I have a lot of the movie Maniacs, and Michael Myers, his knife broken off. It's so awful. I have the Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman.
Yes.
He melts sometimes. If it's really hot in the summer, he will melt. Like I found, there was some other toy underneath him because I still have him like on the horse and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, those things, the dust is just on them forever. Like I have the Jaws, which is also kind of breaking. The ship's breaking, but like Jaws itself, the McFarlane Jaws, there's just dust caked onto him. I have no idea how to get it out without destroying it. But no, the Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman, because it was all rubbery, which I don't know why they did that. Other than it was cheaper because he was posable.
Right.
McFarlane, come on, man. And yeah, sometimes it'll melt. And I found like I had like a Batarang that fell underneath. And I picked it up. I'm like, what is all this stuff on it? I'm like, oh, it's the melted rubber from the Headless Horseman. It's so terrible.
But
they were so cool when you first get them, and then
Yeah.
over years they do not hold up.
I don't think the toy companies necessarily know how the materials are going to react over time.
I guess.
Like Mattel did a big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man not too long ago that looked really nice, and they yellowed almost instantly. Like you can't find a white one anymore. They all yellowed, and it's like they didn't know the plastic was going to do that.
Yeah.
But they wanted a foamy
Yeah.
skin for it, which was a cool gimmick, but it just didn't stay white.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Stinks.
What was that, for the new movie? Or?
No, it was just they just got the license at one point and started
okay.
cranking out everything from Ghostbusters. It was a pretty good line, but they wanted to make a big Stay Puft, and
Cool.
that's what they did.
I also have a Mcfarland Alien, like
Okay.
Casino movie from the first one. I've had to glue his feet back on so many times. This thing just can't prop itself, and it'll just fall
Falls
off
over.
and snap. So if you look at his feet, I'll put a picture. It's just so much hot glue.
So my other story is there is a G.I. Joe space complex called the Defiant Space Shuttle.
Okay.
It is a giant land vehicle with a crank that lifts up the space shuttle.
I think
to take off.
I've seen like pictures and stuff.
Yeah, so it's amazing. It's huge. It's like gigantic, heavy spaceship, and there's like a little plastic crank to raise it up. So that already breaks all the time.
Yeah.
But the space shuttle doors open, so you can have the missions happen.
Yeah.
The hinges on those are like super tight and super tiny,
Ah.
and they snap. So I never had it as a kid, but I bought one as an adult, and I bought one that had like a broken door.
Ah.
Just because they're always that way, right?
That's a bummer.
So then I went around on eBay, and I found a shuttle that was missing a lot of parts, but had good doors.
Oh, so you
So
bought
I'm
that?
taking them off, and I broke one trying to get it off to put it on mine. So I now have a shuttle with one good door and one broken door, and then one good door just sitting next to it. Because I'm not going to try it again. I'm not going to try and put it on and have it break again. So mine is complete and in good shape, but it just doesn't display that way.
Oh, man, that's such a
But
bummer.
that thing breaks all the time.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I have the big turtle from Power Rangers.
Tour?
You would have to put like gold pieces on it.
Okay.
Some of the gold pieces are off, and the horn's broken
My
off.
tour's missing his shoulder guns. I bought them at a yard sale that way. Big shoulder guns.
No, I try to take. I don't know where all my other Megazords are. My parents say they held on to them, and I have not found them yet.
So here's a story of a toy that I broke as a kid.
Yeah.
I had the Diecast Matchbox Voltron, which is like
Oh.
the envious Voltron from that era. Like there was
Yeah.
the crappy Panache Place one and stuff.
Yeah.
The Matchbox Diecast one was really good, but he was a pain to take apart when you're like 5 years old. And a friend of mine was like, I bet if you just drop him, he'll come apart. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I dropped it, and it came apart, and I was like, oh, that's great. So we put it back together, and then I dropped it again, and a horn broke off, a tail broke off, a wing broke off. And then I was like, well, this sucks. And I sold it at a yard sale because it was broken.
Oh man.
And I
That's
normally
such a bummer.
took such good care of my stuff, but just somebody was like, oh, you should do this. And I was like, okay.
Anyway, that was a fun little trip down memory lane.
Take better care of your toys.
Yeah,
kids.
that's what we're saying. Like, one day you might have to sell them or give them away.
Or
Take
you
better
might-
care.
You might want them later.
Yeah, or you might want them later. Like this guy I'm never going to get rid of, but he just looks so bad without his arms. And now he has them. Her. Now she has them. I keep forgetting. Like, when you were a kid, you didn't listen to the technical stuff they said in Jurassic Park. Oh, man. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Oh,
Make sure to like,
that's your part. This is your
subscribe,
channel. Sorry.
And check out our other videos. And check out Tony's channel.
Yeah, check it out. Check out the video we did with this, restoring the Kenner T-Rex. All right.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's right there. I'm going to put it right the way you're going to put it. Right there.
Right here.